20a. State 3 factors that contributed to the development of the transatlantic trade. 3 marks. Availability of trade items. Demand for slaves in the New World. Availability of sailing ships. The discovery of the compass. Availability of firearms. Existence of trade routes. Links 3x1 equals 3 marks. B. Explain 6 negative effects of transatlantic trade on African communities. 12 marks. There was increased instability, conflicts among communities as traders raided for slaves. Many Africans lost their lives during the slave raids. Traditional industries declined as Africans acquired a taste of European goods. There was increased suffering among families as their loved ones were separated, sold to slavery. Some kingdom declined due to continuous attacks from their neighbors in search of trading items. There was destruction of property as communities raided each other for trade items. It contributed to the decline of the trans-Sahara trade as many people found it more profitable. There was a decline in agricultural production as the able-bodied people were taken away into slavery. There was serious depopulation in western parts of Central Africa due to slave trade. Africans lost confidence in their who sold them to slave dealers. The trade exposed WA to new diseases. There was fear and insecurity due to frequent raids on African settlements. Weakened African communities could not resist colonial. Any 6x2 equals 12 marks. 21a. State 3 factors that enables European powers to colonize Africa in the late 19th century. Disunity among African communities. Superior weapons used by European armies. Weak African communities due to wars, natural calamities. Some communities collaborated with the Europeans. African ignorance about Europeans' intentions. Any 3x1 equals 3 marks. B. Explain 6 effects of the partition of Africa on African communities. Africans lost independence as European established colonies. African economies weakened by the European exploitation of the resources. The African system of government were replaced by European system. Africans adopted European language which became official languages in the colonies. Modern African state were created by the boundaries drawn during the partition. Some African communities were split by the boundaries which were drawn during the partition. Africans lost land as Europeans established permanent settlements. Africans lost their lives, property as they resisted occupation. African culture were undermined through the introduction of Western education, spread of Christianity, health. Closer ties were forged between Africans and Europeans which created overdependence on Europe. Intensification of warfare among African community. Infrastructure was developed in major mini and agricultural areas. Introduction of new policies e.g. forced labor. 22a. Give 3 functions of the Kabaka of Bunganda Kingdom during the pre-colonial period. He was the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Kabaka appointed, dismissed Saza chiefs, senior government official. He was head of traditional religion. He was the head of judiciary, final court of appeal. He awarded honors to officers who offered distinguished service, land as award. Any 3x1 equals 3 marks. B. Describe the political organization of the Shona during the pre-colonial period. The Shona were ruled by an emperor, king who had absolute authority over the subjects. The emperor's position was hereditary so as to reduce succession dispute. The emperor was assisted in the administration by the queen mother, the queen's sister, army commander, head drummer, head doorkeeper or head cook. There was an advisory council whose work was to advise the emperor. The empire was divided into provinces which were headed by provincial, lesser kings. The provinces were divided into chiefdoms ruled by chief. Under the chief were headmen who were in charge of the villages. The empire had a standing army whose main duty was to defend, expand the empire. The king-emperor was symbol of unity as he was semi-divine. There existed priests who acted as spies for the emperor, king. Any 6x2 equals 12 marks. 23a. Identify 5 ways through which the United Nations UN promotes good governance in the world. 5 marks. Send observers to monitor national elections in various states. Provides financial, logistical assistance to countries during national elections. Helped countries to attain independence, establish democratic government. Sends peacekeeping forces to war-torn countries. Ensures representation of member states in the General Assembly. Arbitrates disputes between countries, warring groups. Monitors, condemns violation of human rights, any 5x1 equals 5 marks. B. Explain 5 achievements of the non-aligned movement (NAM) since its formation. 10 marks. Provided a platform where member countries would speak with one voice in international fora. He encouraged member countries to articulate their national interests before those of the superpower. Enables the member countries to exert their voting power, influence in world affairs. Hastened the attainment of independence to those countries that were still under colonial rule. Has promoted peace, security by encouraging member countries to observe neutrality in superpower conflicts. Has played a key role in disarmament by condemning the arms race. Has promoted the creation of a new international economic order by encouraging member countries to trade with any of the 2 superpower blocs, financial assistance from each power bloc. Has given funds to the needy countries through a fund, created to address demanding circumstances. Any 5x2 equals 10 marks. 24a. State 3 objectives for the formation of common market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, 3 marks. To cooperate in creating a conducive environment for foreign, cross-border, domestic investment. To cooperate in the promotion of peace, security, stability among member states. To strengthen relations between COMESA members and the rest of the world, adopt a common position in international fora. To cooperate in realizing the objectives of the African Economics Community. To promote a more balanced, harmonious development of its production, marketing structures. To promote joint development in all economic fields in order to raise the living standards of the people. Any 3x1 equals 3 marks. B. Explain 6 challenges facing the common market for Eastern and Southern Africa. COMESA, 12 marks. Poor transport network has hampered movement of goods, services between member states. The member countries produce similar goods, thus limiting the market. Some member countries belong to other regional economic blocs, hence not fully committed to COMESA. Civil wars in some member states hamper smooth flow of goods due to insecurity, hence lowering the volume of trade. Border disputes among some member states make it difficult for them to cooperate. Some member states prefer trading with their former colonial masters, thus posing stiff competition to products from COMESA region. Failure of some member states to harmonize tariffs has undermined free flow of goods, services. Withdrawal of some member states has undermined the planning, financial of COMESA operations. Member states pursue their national interests, thereby working against the objectives of COMESA. Personality differences by the way leaders, e.g. Museveni and al-Bashir. Quarrels over trading rights under COMESA, Egypt and Kenya. Natural calamities, e.g. droughts, floods leading to massive food shortages and famine.